this video I will show you how to practice a handstand at home. So I'll first show you what the end result should look like. So before you start practicing a handstand, I think there are two important things. First is your wrists and the second is your shoulders. Your wrists need to be warmed up, so you can just do that for like 2 minutes or something, moving them around. Then also with your wrists, they should be able to bear the load of your body completely. So if you are standing on your hands, of course, your whole body weight is on your wrists. If you don't do it often or you're not used to it, it's a very heavy load that you want to gradually introduce to your wrists. So there is another exercise which is called the frog that you can just try out and see if your wrists are strong enough to bear your body weight without having to deal with the balance of a handstand. So the frog goes like this. So you place your two hands on the floor, shoulder width apart, so your shoulders are above your hands. You spread your fingers and then you put your knees on your elbows like this, and you gradually lean forward until your feet come off the ground and you're just standing on your hands. Like this. Okay, so if this hurts your wrists, then I would recommend you not to start doing handstands straight away, but just do a few frog stands every other day for a week or two, and then I think you should feel your wrists are getting stronger and more used to the weight. So that's wrists. They have to be warmed up and they have to be strong enough. Then your shoulders. To do a handstand, your shoulders have to be flexible enough to get into this position, because in a handstand you want your body to be in a straight line so that you don't fall. It's possible to be bent, like in your back or the other way, but when you first start practicing handstand, it's best to practice the straight line, and then you can get to more advanced things and do movements in the air. But if your bent line is not in a controlled way, then your handstand is not good. So you first need to practice your handstand in a straight line. So in order to get into a straight line, your shoulders have to get past or next to your ears. So if you can like only get here easily and you can't get here, then you can start practicing a handstand, but it's probably not going to go that well. And the reason is because when you only get your shoulders here, then the rest of your body will compensate by making the turn in another way here in your lower back. So instead of having your pelvis tilted forward or tilted backwards, sorry, and your shoulders like this, you will go like this and like this. So I'll try to show it in a handstand. So that's what you call a banana handstand, and you don't want that. So shoulder flexibility. There are a few ways that you can improve your shoulder strength and flexibility if you don't get where you have to be. The first two, you need a surface that is a little bit higher than you are, and you put your hands on it, or your arms, and then you go like this, and you press down. So you should feel this stretch in this part of your body. Another way to do this stretch a little bit different, and you'll feel the stretch a bit different too, by putting your hands behind your neck. And then the last one, so the first two are mainly for improving your flexibility. The last one is also for improving your strength in this position. So what you do is you go lie on the floor like this, and then what you will do is you will lift your arms from the floor so that your arms are not touching the floor. Your forehead can touch the floor, and you also try to engage your abdominal muscles like this, so that this part is touching the floor, but your lower, like your belly here, is not touching the floor. So I engage my abdominal muscles, and I lift my arms. Okay, so this exercise is actually really hard. You can feel it here in your back. It's because your back muscles are engaging, and the position that you put them in is very hard. You're also engaging your abdominals to keep the position. You're actively trying to get your shoulders more flexible to this point. So if you have your wrists and your shoulders, they are alright for practicing a handstand, then you can go to the handstand. The first method is just with a wall. You can do a handstand against the wall in many different ways. I like to do it in a quite controlled manner, not too dynamic. So I'll first show you a dynamic way and then a static way. So a dynamic way is like this. And a static way is like this. Okay. So the reason that I prefer static movements, or like static movements is contradictory, but a more controlled way of doing the handstand is because in the end, in the handstand, you want to have control. So it's best to start practicing that right way. Then you can do a few things against the wall. You can go with both your feet against the wall, or you can bend, instead of going with your 2 feet, you can bend one leg and then keep the other leg straight, as if you were doing a free handstand without a wall. Also, as with the frog stand, you put your hands shoulder width apart. You see if your wrists are okay with this load. And then you just slowly go up like this, and you go with your feet to the wall. So instead of having both my feet here in the top, I will bend one leg, and this allows me to be a bit more far away from the wall and still keep doing the handstand. And with this right leg, it's as if I'm doing a real handstand. So if I take this left one away from the wall, I'm doing a real one. There is another way too. It's turned around, like this. So you start with your hands here, with your feet against the wall, and you walk up. A few things that I should mention when you practice a handstand is that you want to push out your shoulders as much as you can. So this makes sure that you are stable, and it's the easiest way to stay in balance. So push out and engage your shoulders here. Push out your shoulders to your ears as much as you can. So not like this, but like this. Of course on the floor. And while doing that, you have to simultaneously engage your abdominal muscles. So it's pushing this out and engaging this. And then also pulling this back as much as you can. So not like this, but like this. I think those are the most important things to know when you want to start practicing a handstand. So there you have it. Have fun. More things that I should mention. Make sure that the wall that you're practicing on is suitable for practicing handstand, because you'll probably, if you do it inside, get like these stains on the wall. So for me that's not a problem, but make sure that if you're at your parents' house or something, that you don't get someone angry.